Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Gamefroot. So, Gamefroot, you want to make sure that you have created an account before you do anything else. Otherwise, you may do some work and it may not get saved. So please make sure you sign in with Google or whatever other account you would like to use. And then click Start Creating. You might have already created one. If that's the case, you should see it up here, or view all your games and it should be up there. Or you can start with the Gamefroot Classic template. So I will start there. And before you see anything, you have to click this button that says Let's Go for some reason. I'm not sure why. And it gives you this, which is kind of like, okay, what do I do from here? Well, there's levels up here, so you're going to want to click on the main level, which is level 2 right up there. And this is what you end up with. So if we hit play, you got a little character that you can move around. You can jump with the up arrow. And there we go. Moving platforms. And you can see the entire level from here. So let's say that if I want to move around, I'm going to use spacebar and click to do that. But let's say that I want to get rid of all of these castle blocks right here. As you can see, it's not letting me select them. But if I go to the terrain tool, well, it still doesn't let me select them. I can use the eraser and I can erase. So if I want to like change this up a little bit or make it my own or whatever, I'm going to do that right here. And you might just notice that it doesn't erase this grass when I first click on it, and that's because the grass is on a different layer. You have grass, terrain, and castle, so you just need to click on the right one if it's not working for you. So I'll go ahead and leave this as is for now, but let's say I want to extend my level, make it go a little bit further. So what I can do is go to my levels here, and this is level 2, the game, and click on this gear. And I'm going to change the x-axis to be even longer. I'm going to make it 5,000, and I'm going to ignore that phone call right now, and hopefully they'll call back. So as you can see, oops, I accidentally made this number something really, really high. I don't even know what it was. Okay, that's right. Okay. So that's a good level size. Let's go ahead and go back to our media here. And you can see that you have all sorts of things that you can put in. We'll start off by putting a gun in here because everybody likes guns. And I've found that when I put a gun on the level, and let's say I go to my doors and keys right here, and I found that if I put a weapon on the level, oops, you have to click on it and then click here. It's not really a click and drag thing. When I hit play, what ended up happening was our player would get the gun and not be able to shoot it. So I found that if you go to the player layer and you take the bullet and drag it in, and then let's make that bullet invisible by clicking here. Probably want to name it. That's our bullets. I can just turn off the visibility by clicking on the eyeball. And now, just by sticking it on the level, our player now can shoot. There we go. And if you want your gun to go faster, you just click on the gun and all these parameters pop up. And so we can set our gun speed to, let's say, 1,000 instead. And you can even set the interval between shots to 50 if you wanted it to go a little bit faster. So as you can see now, when we shoot, we're going to be able to shoot more rapidly, and it's going to go much faster. Okay, so that's a little bit more like a gun that I can work with. So let's put a bad guy in here. If we go to here, we can find a bad guy that you can stick in the level, and He'll start off by default with a gun, but you can turn it off if you'd like to. And you can set the amount of damage and stuff he does. And so here we hit play. And that's just under NPC. And he's already programmed to just attack me. Ouch. Eventually he'll kill me. But that's kind of hard for me because I don't really know. Like, that's kind of unfair. I don't know how much he's hurting me. Well, under UI, HUD, there is a health bar. Put that under player. And just click up here where you want it to go on the screen. Put it in somewhere in this box right there and watch what happens. Okay, so now I know that I better get out of the way because this guy is about to kill me. Oops. My gun is just going right through him. There we go. Now I don't know his health, so if I just drag this, I think this is the one on the board, then I think now when he is hurt, it'll show me his health. Or hers, it could be. I can't tell. Let's see what happens. So there you go. Now we got a health bar for her or him. Dead. Perfect. So that's giving me some more feedback. You can put something on here that will do damage. So there's instant death things that'll kill you instantly, like ice. Or you could have something that applies damage over time. I know there's like a buzzsaw somewhere on here. Damage right there. So if you wanted to like have something that will just damage you a little bit but not kill you, that's a hazard. And you can adjust how much damage and how quickly it does that damage to you. So with that, I think we can build a pretty cool level. Now I personally find that my player is way too slow. So I'm going to actually go in the code a little bit, and I'm going to encourage you guys to play around with this. You know, code is going to seem really complicated and overwhelming at first, so let's kind of try to break it down. What are we looking for here? We're looking for the player controller right here under characters. So you see all this and you're like, whoa, Mr. Ginelli, that's I'm in way over my head. I can't possibly dissect this. And yeah, I mean, if you look at it carefully though, it's gonna make some sense, and it's not going to be a bad idea to just kind of start to get familiar with this stuff by reading these and see what they say. What do they actually do? And you'll see that they have, a lot of them have notes, and it tells you. So you can see that we're setting the number of lives to a certain number, which is set by a variable. You can see that when down arrow is pressed, it'll start down, which is it'll cause your character to go down, which is a function. And if you look at the functions, you can see that there's get your player to go down or up or move or whatever. And then each of these functions is going to have their own code, but we're not going to get into that. Oops. So let's just do something simple, and that is we're going to make it so that our character can move faster. And when you hold down shift. So what I need to do is create an event. And when the player presses myself? No, that's not what I want. Let me try that again. When the player presses a key, when backspace is pressed. So let's change the backspace to shift, because that's kind of the go-to running button. Then we're going to take a variable, and that variable is something that can change, and that is the walking speed per second. And we're going to set it to a number. So in order to get a little puzzle piece here for number, I'm going to go under operators, and I'm just going to take this numeric thing and stick it in there, and we'll set that number to 500. The next thing I'm going to do is copy and paste this yellow thing, and it'll bring everything else with it. And I'm going to say when it's released, let's set the speed to 250. Actually, I think 400 is better. I think 500 is a little too fast. So let's hit play now and test it before we... and it'll ask you to save and just say yes. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'll get rid of the bad guy. Now, you can see that when I hit shift, my guy goes faster, which is going to make this level a lot more fun because I don't have to sit there and just slowly, you know, boring my way through it. Last thing is I'm going to show you how to do a moving platform. That kills me. A moving platform is going to, if you go under media and you go to moving tiles, don't put them on your these grid layers. Make sure it's on a moving tile layer or props or whatever. And so I will get this moving tile, click on it, click here, and then if I go into the parameters of this moving tile, assuming I'm not just frozen right now, which I am, wonderful, hopefully I can refresh. Every game engine is going to crash sometimes. That's just the way it is, and I might just have internet issues. So yeah, for the sake of brevity, what you do is you click on it, and then the parameter, here we go, parameters come up, and you just set this blue dot right there. Well, wonderful. I'll try again. So I go to the moving tiles. I make sure that I'm on that layer. Click on it, click here, and then this button right here is going to set the end location. So if I want it to go, I don't know, I'll just have it go teeny tiny bit up and down, just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, right? Oh, and I lost all my other changes. Wonderful. Cool. I'm really happy about that. I didn't click the save button, which I should have done. So make sure you do that, everybody. You got it. Yeah, I should have started the video with that. Click on this button and save before you do anything else, and then it'll auto-save. But if we hit play now, you can see this platform is just going up, down, up, down, up, down, right? And finally, checkpoints. Go to checkpoints. So I'll set a checkpoint of right here. And I think I want to put that under player. And then right afterwards, I'm going to do an instant death, which is like this little creature. So it should take me right back to the checkpoint. Let's see if it works. Oh, geez, that was a checkpoint to end the level. I should have done. Oh, those are endpoints. I picked the wrong one. Okay, so where's checkpoints? Story point. A checkpoint right here. Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. And I think that has to go under player, but again, I'm learning this too, along with you guys. I lost my ability to run because I didn't save, but I go to the checkpoint, I die, I come right back to the checkpoint. There we go. So that's nice. Okay. So there you go. Hopefully that's enough to create an amazing game. I look forward to seeing it.